Yorashimasu, welcome to Enso Sushi. We've been residing in Waco Park for approximately 5 years. We're very dedicated to the work of sushi and creativity. That's what Enso is all about, is freely to create. So here we are going to show you how to do a kid-friendly panda bento box. Really, really cute. Okay, so today we will be working on making tamari sushi. So tamari sushi is a very kid-friendly, fun thing to do for lunch boxes for kids. Also in some of the parties as well. They're very cute, ball-shaped. It's similar to what nigiri is, though the style of it is more using with a saran wrap to press the fish against the rice in a ball shape. It's very popular in some of Japan places, very popular in some of the international city. So just something for you to learn about, and it'll be something really cool. So what we're gonna need to use saran wrap. We're gonna need 3 pieces because we're gonna be making 3 pieces of it. So there's just one of it that we'll need. That's 1, 2. Okay, so 3 pieces of this. So we're going to use a little piece of salmon, like so. Put it on top of saran wrap. And put the other ones aside. So we have this on top of the saran wrap. We're going to use a ball shape around knee for nigiri, same similar size. Knee usually means 2 fingers. That's what we use. Knee for 2. So we're going to use it as a ball shape. So 2 pieces around the size. That's good. And we'll put it on top of the rice, of the fish. Okay. We're going to wrap this up. And we're going to squeeze out most of the air bubbles first before we clasp this together. And we twist at the end, and it will give a nice ball shaped, like so. And we'll leave this so it forms a shape, and we'll work on the other 2 as well. Knee for 2. A lot of chefs nowadays, they use gloves, and it helps it not stick to the hand. And this way, if you use too much water, it's actually bad for rice. It makes it expand more, and it gives a more of a moist feeling that is not desired sometimes, or over moist feeling. So hence the gloves keeps the essential of the fish oil and also the essential of the rice texture. So twist, twist, twist. Looks pretty awesome. We'll leave it on the side, and we'll do one more. Now a piece of fish. Using saran wrap, making sure all the airs are out as usual. Twist. If there's usually a little bit of air bubble, it's fine. Just usually a little bit is fine. Right? And we're going to reverse it. I already have some daikon radish. We're going to make the bento box as step by step. So I'm planning ahead for later on that you'll see. So reversing, because this one will retain the shape. Starting the first one that we did. There you go. So this is how you make tamari sushi. Great, love it. So now we're working with another kind of onigiri. Onigiri can be the rice ball that you see in a lot of the animes, the little triangular shapes. This one is another type of pressed onigiri. So there is another kind of press type, but that's something else that we have to go on to another time. Okay. As for this one, we have this little panda mold that comes into, there's a top and there's a bottom. So this will be where we need to insert, because we can use this and we can press it against it. We can fill up the rice that has a little bit dome on top of it. But for this one, we're going to make it a little bit more interesting. We're going to have official onigiri, how we have fillings inside of the rice. So we fill up a little bit of rice around the side, give a little bit depth first. So we apply a little bit of spicy tuna inside. And we add a little bit of rice on top of it to fill up the rest of it. At the same time, it's going to be really cool because it gives a little bit organic into the shape of this. Yes, a lot of people do not ever suspect that we put spicy tuna inside or put something inside of this. And like I said, be creative, have fun, press it against it. This will give the shape of it. Just going to press it again. And we're probably going to press it again just in case later, once we put the seaweed on top of this. So you have this little nice mold of it. You won't see the tuna in the outside too much of it. So it gives a little element of surprise. And you can use anything you like. If you like your kids to eat more fish, you can do it this way. If you like them to eat more vegetable, you can put some vegetable puree in there too as well. But make sure that it's not liquidy, because it might also, that liquid's gonna tend to break up the gluten and the starch from the rice, which falls apart. Okay, we're gonna be working with the seaweed, and we have a seaweed cutter that goes with, usually with these molds. So usually when you buy these, it comes with the cutter, it comes with the silicone mat that helps you cut it, and it comes with the mold too. So we're going to cut this with it, with the waxy side down. Usually that's what it is, traditionally when we're making hosomaki, so which is the small maki rolls, which we'll be doing that very shortly too as well. Okay, so we push this down. Don't be afraid to use all the pressures. The silicone mat was going to be to do. So we can remove this. You can see all the shapes that's coming out. And we're going to use the whole seaweed. We're not going to waste it. It's very Japanese that we don't waste all the products. We try to use as much as we can. Gently pull these out. Usually you can use the toothpick with this, though if you're using glove, you should probably be okay because a lot of these won't stick to it. So I usually like to start with the back, with the arms, making sure it's straight into the middle. We got the little arms right now. And then we have the legs. Usually the fat side goes in the front. So making sure the waxy side is on the outside of it, but then the part that is coarse sticks to the rice. Waxy side don't usually stick to the rice. Okay. We have some earpieces, some eyepieces as well. Okay, so this looks like something like this. Sometimes the cutter might not be perfect, but use your imagination and make sure that it looks cute. So that's how you have one of the things. And if you feel like your molds doesn't seem to look like it, you can always put this back in there, and you can always press it again. Just be sure it's gentle, and then we retain the shape back as it is. See? Great. So what we could do, we could situate this in the bento box. Like so. You could do it this way, or you could do it this way. But I'll have some fun. Create it this way. We're gonna make another one, just so the other panda don't get lonely. Put it this way, or if not, I like to have fun, I can always put it on the side like so. There we are. So we have another part of it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be doing some hosomaki right now, which is the small roll. So a lot of the items there are very specific. Hosomaki is basically with the seaweed outside, the smaller rolls that we'll be doing. So we have a nice seaweed piece of paper. And we also have some rice. For this one, we don't use that much rice. We probably just need to use around 2 fingers or 2-finger ride. So more of a dome. So, and making sure that when you grab the rice, don't squish it too much. You like the rice to be fluffy. So if you press too much, you're just gonna have clump rice, which doesn't have a nice mouthfeel. So you like to centerize where you need to be and you spread it out. Or what you can do is you can squeeze it and then push up, squeeze more of the rice, push up, and push. So it pushes the rice. If it's not enough, add a little bit more. Try not to press too much of the rice. You should be able to see the granule a lot easily. When you push too much, it's, like I said, it's going to give a harder mouthfeel. It's going to feel very heavy, not very light as well. And you want to avoid seeing the black underneath of the seaweed. That's what the goal that we like to have. So just the rice and try to avoid seeing the seaweed. If you do that, you have completed doing a maki roll properly. So we're gonna leave a little bit here left so we can actually use that as the cover. Because if it is, you'll see a lot of places sometimes they do that and then they have the rice on the outside. That's not something you want supposed to see. We're gonna use this nice piece of asparagus too. We're gonna make some asparagus maki. So side 2. Try to go below 50% of it because when you roll it, it's gonna hit right there. And you don't want to ever overflow it because it's gonna make it harder for you to do it. Okay. We also have the sushi mat right here with saran wrap. You usually have to poke some holes around it. So this way the saran wrap and the rice will not stick to it. So this way it also presses all the air out. It's already prepared earlier. So we'll put this towards the edge of these mat or makis. And we can press this against it. Maybe a little bit. I'm gonna just pre-do this. So I have some of the, I call it food glue. So we have some of the, once we press it, the seaweed's gonna stick to the rest of the other one. Make sure you grasp it, hold it in, press it. Just gonna take one of them out. These asparagus is usually bigger than today is a little bit bigger than usual. Usually I like to use the smaller ones, making sure to roll it. So you don't supposed to see the rice on the outside of it. So nice press, making sure the bottom seam also goes to the bottom. If you need to, you can also press it. And if it is, there's some of them comes out, use the edge of it, and you can just press against it. Just gently press against it. One side, vice versa, another side. Nice seam, a little bit of rice on non-assistance. And we cut these into 6. Usually score it in a way that you know. So I usually be able to visualize it. For my fingers will be that, and then we have half over here. Make sure your blades are wet, because if not, the rice is going to drag. And you don't want to go to a chopping motion, you want to go in a sawing motion to cut it. So nice clean cut. And we're going to combine these 2 in half. Make sure to wipe your blade every time. And we're going to cut again. Nice clean cut. Wipe again. Always clean as you go. So I have these nice formed makis. So visualize it how you want to cut. So, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this with our box, like so. I can push this a little bit, give it a little bit more room. There we go. So you have some asparagus maki here, great for vegetables for the kids. Since I have this extra asparagus, we can also do more with it. Cut it in an angle so it gives it a nice, decorative material with it. Cut in a slant. They don't have to be perfect, could be also in any way you like. So, gives it a little bit of edge to it. I'm gonna leave this one so I can decorate more into it. There we are. Or I can also put it around here in a moment, almost like pandas eating bamboos. Okay. So right now we're going to be making kid-friendly caterpillar maki. Not a lot of kids like unagi or freshwater eel. So there's some kid-friendly item here that we have cucumber, some tamago, which is some sweet omelet. Really, really nice. Kids love sweets. And then we also have some kanikama, which is crabs that imitation crab meat. So also if kids have allergies due to shellfish, that's also a really nice addition to have. Okay. So what we're going to start with is this is going to be uramaki, which is rice outside, which is the rice outside maki. So it's called uramaki. We're going to start with rice. This time we're going to use a little bit more rice. So around 3 finger across, 2 going through it. So we're going to use all this rice. Okay. I tend to do another way of having the rice in the middle and spread them out. This way it will be quick and easy. You push in the middle and you spread them out. It's kind of like icing on the cake. And you can push the rice quicker. Because a lot of these rice is going to spread around once you press it with the sushi mat. But you like to try to at least even out as much as possible by just kind of rolling the rice around. Still nice and fluffy, not too much push. Nice and fluffy. Okay, we're going to turn this around and we can probably put it over the mats because we're going to be doing that when we roll it. Okay. So we can split this in half. Usually the kanikama or the crab sticks, they're easily to pull apart. Just make sure you pull it evenly and it goes into both sided. We also have the tamago, also already split, so you have it like so, and the cucumbers. We'll add that evenly on each side. You can use the mat to roll it. I can use my hands to roll it, just to make sure you catch all the ingredients easily. Or you could roll it like so, to catch it and roll again. Not, you can always just roll it like that and later just press it with the mats. Like so. And you just spread it out. Like I said, the rice will spread itself out and distribute it evenly. Push it on the side to make sure. Vice versa, pressing on the side. So you have this nice even roll, like I said. Nice and fluffy, still has its volume. And then with caterpillar, there's also avocado that goes on top. We can slice this, and then we go lay it on top, and we are spread it too as well. So make sure your blade is clean. Like I said, this one you can do a chopping motion more of it, So we use the back of the knife and we're gonna layer on top of the maki. Now we can spread it at an angle. You should fan it out. Push it down in one direction. So we have to fan it out. Gently, and then you get everything slowly but surely. And we're also going to use the saran wrap after this, so this way it retains its form too as well. Push, 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 push. Pushing out. There we go. We have all on top of it. And we need a saran wrap. Pardon me. Layer on top of it. And we'll use the mat to press against it. I'm gonna be gentle with this, but it's the stack clings to this one. So there we go. It's nice and in its form. And we're gonna also do a slicing motion. This one we could cut into 8 pieces, so visualize cutting 8. So go half, wipe clean, half again, clean. Remember saw motion? This will cut through saran wrap. If you don't do a saw motion, you try cut, it won't get the saran wrap cut. And make sure your blade is also sharp too as well. After every cut, clean. And we're going to use this to retain the shape. And we can lift this, and we'll also lift the saran wrap now, this time. And now we can put this with the rest of the pack. You can do it piece by piece, or do a little bit at a time. So sayonara. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, we hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy making this. So please do check us out at 1613 North Damen at Enso Sushi of Chicago. Yes, so thank you. Yes, hope to see you soon. Bye.